Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is July 6th, and it is time for the market overview. We'll be looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, XOY, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. And starting off with the Dow, we opened up with a movement down, and the dip buyers came in, bought it all up. And we had yet another strong day, 56 points to the upside. And you'll notice that we are bullishly engulfing the previous candle body. So, very, very good for the bulls. It's absolutely incredible what they've been able to achieve this last week and a half. You can see from the red candle the excessive extension and separation of the short-term moving averages. So there is a bubble there, and who knows when it will take care of itself. Maybe it'll be way up at Dow 20K. Anyways, there isn't too much to say besides bullish engulfing. All the other stuff that we've talked about before still in effect. 60-minute, MACD histogram divergence. Very, it's even in the negative right now, and the price is going up. So you have it in the RSI, you have it in stochastic. MACD itself is even going down on the 60-minute. So this is quite amazing. And moving on to the SPX, this is a little bit more interesting. We still have not hit the major price consensus level here. It has, tried 3 times now, and we have yet to get to this peak right here with the 2 candles. You can also see the excessive separation in the short-term moving averages. So there is a bubble here, and who knows when it's going to take care of itself. All kinds of theories out there. It's going to keep going up because of climbing the wall of worry. People just don't care. They want to be in, and it'll take care of itself when it takes care of itself. Now, there's one interesting thing here I'll just point out, which is going to the 15-minute. We have secondaries are all mixed and everything. The interesting part to me is you have the bar, bullish bar, great separation, pretty. And all of a sudden, over the last 2 days, you just kind of hit this wall. I mean, yes, it is up a point today, but important to me, anyway, is right here, this 1341 line. You can see that we've touched it a few times, touched it here, tried to here, came really close here, tried again, and backed away from it. So this level right here, 1341, very significant to me. If it can clear this tomorrow or Friday, then I think that it will be off to the races. And if it just can't do it, then that's a sign to me that we're heading into some problems. It is not far away. It's not far away at all. It can easily do this in the first half hour of tomorrow. But this is what I'm really looking for. And, to hit it 3 times, if it can't do it on the 4th, then it's very strange to me. And going on to the VIX. VIX had an up day. It gave up most of what it gained. Ended up in an inverse hammer. You can see this bubble here. Excessive separation. And we do not have an uptick yet. We don't have an important uptick on any of the indexes that is going to tell us. At one point today, it really looked like on the SPX that we would possibly have a downtick. And, that would have been nice if it had happened, but, it's still too much momentum, too strong. And so while I am taking small positions when it looks like it may be rolling over, I am waiting for my core for the definitive rollover. So maybe I should wait for all of it, but you know, it's fun just to play, and it's just fun to play. XOI ended up with almost a hammer. Not long enough tail for that. Not long enough shadow. Did not get a downtick today, and it was down. There isn't too much to read into this until we get that downtick. But it is interesting that you know, you could call this deceleration, maybe. I mean, yesterday you had a green candle, it went up, it couldn't maintain it, and then today, you know, you tried to have selling and it couldn't maintain that and kind of stalled out, sort of like the SPX, which is completely out if it breaks, you know, 1341. But it's kind of interesting just to see things kind of stall. You could call it a consolidation. Certainly with the tails here longer to the downside. Selling pressure some yesterday, it got bought up. More selling pressure today, it got bought up. So are we going to run out of sellers, or are we going to run out of buyers? That is the question. TNA, big day for TNA. Very, very strong, and all the usual suspects that we've been talking about: divergent, stochastic, divergent, RSI, divergent, MACD histogram. Isn't anything to say until we get that downtick. So we are approaching that prior peak. It'll be extremely interesting to see what happens if it gets there. And the way things are going, it certainly will. But you know, MACD still ticking up, stochastic RSI still ticking up on the daily. The strength of all of these charts, besides the momentum, is the daily. The dailies are all very strong. All have room to move. So we're watching for that. We're watching for a downtick on the MACD histogram. Watching for a downtick on anything, and as a warning sign. Not because we believe that this is going to crash to 600 or something like that, but there it is. UUP, all kinds of great information for UUP if you are a dollar bull. And we did get this uptick before. We said that it was NDE driven and would need an NDE to resolve it, and we got that. We actually gapped above the uptick target, and you know, China raising rates, Portugal downgrade, Greece being classified as a default, the Germans now wanting once again to have collateral for the bailout loans, just propelled this, and it did not end at the highs of the day, which is also amazing. I mean, this gap more than makes up for that, but yeah, this was a great move for the dollar. It shows that there is fear in part of the market. Certainly not all of the market. Has not translated over to the indexes, and we shall see if it does. FXE, exactly the same thing, breakaway gap, and did not close at the lows. It is not a hammer, and you know, look at this bar. This bar is pathetic. You'll notice that we may get a crossover on the MACD to the negative side. MACD histogram ticking down, stochastic ticking down, RSI stubbornly still pointing up. The next few days will be very telling as to how the market perceives all of the euro information. And there is one other thing to notice about that. You'll see the, you know, what could be considered some decoupling between the dollar and the Dow and SPX, which is the dollar went up today a good amount, the Dow went up a good amount, TNA went up a good amount, and so are we decoupling from the dollar? We are heading into earnings season, and if we are decoupling, it will be interesting to see what happens if the dollar should go up and expectations of earnings are so high that the markets continue to go up as well. Very, very interesting. SLV finally got another good day. We have two gaps now, and that's great. I really do like silver. I have not been a fan of the way that it's been trading. Essentially double flatline. I hate double flatlines. I stay away from them. And so if this is able to break out to the upside, awesome. I will totally be on board with that. We will need to clear it, probably come back for a touch and then bounce off of it. And once it does that, I am totally bullish on silver. But until then, I am waiting this one out. As for gold, look at this, incredible. Another breakaway gap, second in a row. This is also an indication, along with the VIX, as to fear of the unknown, fear of what may be coming. And if they're able to get euro under control quickly, this will most likely go back down. But also interesting how the dollar was up and gold is up. So, people try to correlate the dollar with gold, and I have to admit I do it too. But I think that this move is in great effect due to the fear factor. Beyond that, it did not close at the highs of the day. The shadow, I guess you could say, is long enough to be a inverse hammer, but it'd be much nicer if it was much longer. But it is what it is. Beyond that, you have upticking MACD histogram and a MACD heading up. Perhaps get a bullish crossover in the next few days. Everything else is pointing up. Gold looks very nice. And there you have it. This week is massively NDE driven. We're waiting on the jobs numbers. We're waiting on further Euroland news. And we are waiting to see if there is further deceleration of the major indexes, or if they're just going to keep shooting on their way, or a straight sideways consolidation. So we need more info, and that's the bottom line. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.